Hello again, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. It is Talcott time, Sunday evening. Tonight we want to discuss to be a boss or a leader. We're going to open this up for conversations and hopefully have some guests coming in. And there's some announcements I'm pretty excited about today. And if you notice, even the intro, we're starting on a different foot. So I want to start as people are joining. We'll start a little bit slow today, and I want to thank Moose definitely for being here with us. John Vance, Lions Not Sheep, and Brother Smith, 6079 Smith W. Thank you for joining in again. That's just to get us started. For those who join now and join later, let's have some fun. Tonight is an important topic, one that I've been allowed an opportunity to really kind of notice. See, leadership, it's not something I ever wanted. By my growth in my life, my path, I've said this before, I became an unwilling leader. But that's not really true either. And see, I know that I'm a lot like you and most others. We are all leaders and bosses in our own ways. It starts with how we treat ourselves within ourselves. Let's start with the foundation. What makes the difference between a boss or a leader? I think all of us adults, if you've worked anywhere or done any sort of commercial exchange, financial exchange, you've dealt with employees. And employees are supervised, managed, directed, guided by other people who are given the title of bosses or leaders. Whatever. There's lots of names for the position. All it is a position. My mind right now is in the business structure in an organization. They put themselves up above someone else and you do what I say. And there is a place for that sometimes. But personally, I think people deserve more respect than that. So I prefer the idea of leaders. And in my lifetime, I had the blessings of being exposed to some really admirable leaders, from the military service to even my time selling cars, to especially within the union and some of the organizations I discovered as an adult. Veterans for Peace being one of them. So for me, I noticed what a leader was early on in my life. And to me, it is the example of, like Jesus, the Christ. It's one who serves and develops those around them. That is a leader. A boss and a leader have positions where they receive different information than the others. So because of the different information, it allows them a different perspective on the ins and outs of the operations. So I used to be afraid of bosses, sick to admit. But I was paranoid of authority, I think it started as a kid. I was afraid of parents at first, and then it turned into police, and then the high-ranking officers, and then all sorts of nonsense. But we live in a world that's really kind of pretend. Okay, there's a lot of good human beings that get into these positions and they let the knowledge and their perspective go to their heads. They put themselves above others. They start demeaning those who don't know. And see, no one likes a boss. I mean, if we're honest, no one likes the egoic, selfish, controlling patterns that people can produce. But where I recommend taking this idea to is within yourself. How do you treat yourself? Are you a servant to yourself, or are you a slave to yourself? Because that which is within will become outside. And so the difference between a boss and a leader is the self-confidence, the self-awareness, the care and the desire and the positivity, the service mindset is what makes a good leader. And all of us in our lives, we are leaders when we accept responsibility. And the path to freedom, the path to success, the path to becoming a confident leader of others, it's just to know who you are, to be yourself, honestly, truly, caring, right? With the fearless courage of one who has faith, one who has direction, has will. And honestly, these are the things I've been learning about myself, is that I needed to get the hell out of my way. I needed to give my spirit more control and not let my spirit become a slave to my mind. Bosses and leadership. See, if we want to become free, the slaves need to stop wanting to become bosses. When we allow ourselves to grow honestly, if we start sharing encouragement and education with each other, man, we're all going to grow, all of us, into something beautiful, because something beautiful, it's always been there. It's waiting to emerge. It's what we are. We do have guests in the background, and I got to the topic first, and I forgot kind of a big announcement. For those who have been paying attention to the reality show that's been developing here on YouTube in the panels, many know there was some challenges in developing a relationship between Moose and I, but we've had some conversations and turned some corners, man. I'm fucking excited to say that Michael, aka also known as Moose out here on the metaverse, has joined my team, and we've got some ideas coming up. We're going to be bringing out some pretty amazing things in the future. So thank you, Moose. OTW Wizard, thanks for joining already.
Yeah, man. Beautiful day.
Yes, we just had a great show on proper instruction motivates people, and I think we're going to have a good one here today. You talk about that being a boss and a leadership, and when we come to that, we've got to realize the boss part is that thing about that 12-step program. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know that that is me and me only, and I have to learn how to be my own boss and quit believing everything. It's the only way you can be a boss is through the knowledge.
I apologize for that. Technical difficulty, brother.
I saw that. Hey, amen. I did see that proper instruction motivates people. Paul Unslaved was running earlier, and I share it that way for those who tune in and may not know what we're talking about. But I had a busy day today brother, we're making progress. We made some plans, made some investments, and the future's coming. Now, this topic of bosses and leaders, Wizard, you mentioned something about not believing. Okay,
I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. I want you to believe in what I'm putting out and know that I'm putting it out because I have full faith in it, that I know what I'm talking about. So it's more about following up on the belief, like I said, researching it so you can find out whether your belief is right or wrong. That's it.
Hey, I would like to invite Brother Yurt into the stream as well. And thank you, Wizard. We appreciate you.
Yes. Hey, let's OTW, please. Welcome. Let's start there and then jump to Yurt. Thank you, Michael. Or Moose. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I got sort of spotty internet, so I'm doing more talking, but thank you for hosting, Jack, and looking forward to see what we talk about.
Amen, brother. Anything jump in yet, OTW?
Happy to see you, man. Peace. Everybody, shout out to everyone. Shout out to Moose. Shout out to you, Jack. Wizard, Yurt, and the chat. Peace. Yeah, and much respect.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hey, to come back to what Wizard was saying about, don't believe the individual, but there is truth to that. Don't always trust what people say just because it comes from a particular source. People make mistakes. We misspeak often, right? And in addition to that, we individually, we don't always receive everything that's offered too. So it's really easy to get confused, to go on and on with it, but Wizard's right. Each of us needs to find our way to the truth and to do a little bit of our own research and investigate ourselves. But something I learned for myself to simplify my life. I mean, there is so